It was dug in the 17th century.
Aan de rechterzijde zien we op nummer 579 een huis met een fraai beeld in de gevel dat Sint Joris en de draak voorstelt, staande op de kop van een olifant.
Drachentöter, diesmal auf dem Kopf eines Elefanten.
On the right, at 579, we see a house with a handsome statue in the gable depicting St. George and the Dragon standing on the head of an elephant. On the left, we're about to see the 7 arched bridges of Reguliersgracht, or Regular Canal.
Genannt die Goldene Bogen der Herrengracht. Hier wohnten im goldenen 17. Jahrhundert die reichsten Kaufleute Hollands, die Patrizierfamilien der Stadt, Häuser von Banken, Versicherungsgesellschaften und ausländischen Vertretungen benutzt. Früher wurden diese Häuser von Familien bewohnt. Die Tür unter der Treppe war ausschließlich für das Personal.
Just ahead of us is the beginning of the Golden Bend of the Herengracht, or Gentleman's Canal. In the 17th century, the Golden Age, this is where the country's wealthiest merchants, the patricians, used to live. Nowadays, these mansions are used as banks, offices, consulates, and so on. These houses used to be occupied by just one family. The door under the steps was used only by the staff.
Amsterdam. Die Häuser stehen dort direkt im Wasser.
To the right, you're about to see Amsterdam's smallest canal, Berlingsloot, or Berlingditch. We can see that there are no sidewalks here, and that the houses have been built directly facing the water.
Boven in de gevel heeft. Daar de deuren en de trappen van de huizen in Amsterdam erg smal zijn, gaat, als wij verhuizen, alles door het raam naar buiten en naar binnen. De trappen van deze huizen waren namelijk zo smal, omdat men belasting moest betalen over de breedte van de huizen aan de grachten. Daarom probeerde men de huizen zo smal en zo diep mogelijk te bouwen.
Nämlich so schmal, weil man gemäß der Breite eines an der Gracht liegenden Hauses Steuern bezahlen musste. Deshalb probierte man die Häuser so schmal und so tief wie möglich zu bauen. Viele Häuser haben dann auch Hinterhäuser, weil es preiswerter war. Im 17. Jahrhundert hieß dann auch
right to one of the narrowest or smallest houses of Amsterdam. In the 17th century, they had to pay tax over the width of the house, and that's why they built their houses as narrow and as deep as possible. But here on the right, you'll see one of the narrowest or smallest houses, one door wide, 2 floors wide. Here on the right, the house.
2 floors high with the door.
Yeah.
That's a house.
Het smallste huisje hier is.
This is the smallest
1
house
de
in
breed,
Amsterdam.
2 verdiepingen hoog, dat huisje met de camera aan de muur. Boven de deur. Een der smalste huizen. Yes.
Ja,
Stel je het zo tussen. Heel te breed. 2
that's not bad.
Too small.
Gables, but the most common ones are the stepped gable, the bell gable, the neck gable, the frame gable, and the funnel gable. You see that each house has a furniture hook at the top of the gable. Since the doors and staircases of the houses in Amsterdam are very narrow, when we move house, everything goes in and out through the window. The stairs of these houses were so narrow because houses on the canal were taxed on their width. Consequently, people tried to build houses as narrow and as deep as possible. Many houses have extensions at the back because it was cheaper. In the 17th century, some houses were built in a special way with the top of the gable leaning slightly forwards. In this way, it was easier to hoist up goods, and it also helped keep the rain out. To your left, at 170 to 172, the home of a wealthy 17th century Italian banker, the Bartolotti House.
It was a house from
Canals all over Amsterdam have been put there to prevent cars from driving into the water. They were put up in 1962 to 1963 and cost the city 100 guilders a metre, which was quite a lot of money at the time. And they still can't prevent an average of 1 car a week from driving into the water.
every week there's a car in the water.
Yeah, because there's no.
It's a barrier against high water and is also used to bring a flow of clean water into the canal system. To keep the canals clean, 600,000 cubic meters of water a day are needed. The ship is the new metropolis, which was designed by the famous Italian architect Renzo Piano. This is the same architect who designed the Pompidou Center in Paris. The new metropolis is built over the entrance to the Eye Tunnel.
In dit groene gebouw hier linksboven, museum wordt het Centrum voor Techniek en Wissenschaft. Wat is dat?
Ein treibendes chinesisches Restaurant. Es ist die Kopie von einem bekannten Restaurant in Hongkong, das Jumbo heißt. Jumbo hat jedoch 5000 Sitzplätze und Sea Palace nur 700.
Sea Palace, the floating Chinese restaurant. It's a copy of a famous restaurant in Hong Kong called the Jumbo. The Jumbo seats 5,000 diners, however, and the Sea Palace only 700. Amsterdam, with a total population of 750,000, is cut in two by the water of the Eye. The main part of the city is situated to the south of the Eye. The northern part, mostly suburban districts, has a population of about 56,000. The ferries that used to be the link between the two parts, and still are for pedestrians and cyclists, have long proved to be inadequate. This is why the city decided to build the underwater Eye Tunnel, which was opened in 1968.
En die schepen hier rechts, dat zijn natuurlijk riviercruiseschepen. Links de grotere oceaancruiseschepen hier links van. De riviercruiseschepen die varen naar Duitsland, Frankrijk, Zwitserland, België. Sommige zelfs naar Turkije. Zo heel
Rechts op de nummers 7 en 9 ziet u twee pakhuizen. Een groot en een wat kleinere, vader en zoon genaamd.
Rechts Nummer 7 und 9 zwei Speicherhäuser. Das eine groß, das andere klein und daher Vater und Sohn genannt.
To the right, at number 7 and number 9, you can see two warehouses, a large one and a somewhat smaller one, called Father and Son.
This is the son. This is the father.
Wij danken u voor uw aandacht en wensen u verder een aangenaam verblijf in Amsterdam toe.
Wir sind nun am Ende unserer Rundfahrt. Reederei Koi hat Sie gern mit auf die Reise genommen und der Kapitän freut sich, wenn Sie ihm zeigen, dass er seine Sache am Ruder gut gemacht hat. Schon im Voraus hierfür vielen Dank und noch viel Freude in Amsterdam.
We're now nearing the end of our boat trip. The management of Reederei Koi hopes that you've enjoyed what you've seen and that you're satisfied with the way the captain has taken care of you on this trip. If you feel like giving the captain a token of your appreciation, he'd certainly be very grateful. We thank you for your attention and wish you a very pleasant stay in Amsterdam.